Not a bad haul today. Got 1 duck egg in the house, so 6 duck eggs and a dozen chicken eggs. Pretty happy with that. Chickens! Yes, 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 yes. Gonna have to bring that in a little bit. Hello, everybody. Yeah. All right, all right, all right. How we doing, Nora, Ariana, Ava, Jeff, Blood and Mime. All right, everybody. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for checking out the animals. Glad to have you here. Got a corn night. Everybody loves sweet corn here. Everybody loves sweet corn. Thanks a lot, asshole. Spilled your water. We're in America. Illinois. The heartland. No problem, Eddie. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you're enjoying the animals. Thank you very much. We work real hard to keep them healthy and well fed and safe. Appreciate it. Hope you're having a great night. Well, everything you see, they're out all day. So they can eat whenever they feel like it. This is just like the snack or treat night, so I can get everybody who's free ranging. I've got sweet corn or peas typically, or I'll take fresh fruit or something from the garden, and I just try to for the past several months we've just been training them. We've just been training them. So they free range over our 15 acres, and whatever they want to do, we've got a pond. Just behind all these structures, we've got maybe like a little quarter-acre pond or something. Eat deep. They go swimming in that if they want. So they can eat. The animals can eat or drink, eat all the bugs they want, scratch around, live as natural a life as possible. So that's one of the things we try to do. And then at night, like I said, I just try to bring them some treats. We've got some scratch. I've got the duck food, some water, some more water, some scratch back there for all the other animals. I keep the lid off for the taller animals, so they can just dip their heads in there and eat all the scratch. I mix in sunflowers with the scratch. So I buy a 50-pound bag of pre-made scratch from Rural King, and then I also buy a 50-pound bag of seeds from Rural King as well. Mix it all up. Sit out here every night, get some frozen corn and some frozen peas or watermelon. Like I said, I try to get everybody back from free ranging. Here we are. So it makes for a real good time. It's real good training for the animals that they know, hey, it's treat time. Time to get our last snack before we go to bed. And then, like I said, the biggest thing is building good habits with all of them, so they know, hey, we got to come home. It's treat time. So that's why I love them most. Long-winded, but hey, anyone can do it. You just got to be consistent with them, and they'll be consistent with you. Yeah, they absolutely. Thank you. Appreciate you. Yeah, I try to do this every night. Give some people, a lot of people have told me, they inbox me, they say they like watching at night. Sometimes people like to chat, some people don't. That's okay. They absolutely love the watermelon. We planted I'd say 25 foot. The watermelon garden ended up being 25 feet, 30 feet long right now by 25 feet wide. At this point, I think I've gotten, even though we're in a drought, it's been an off year, so I think we've got maybe 20 watermelons. So, but here's the thing with those watermelon that I'm growing. Each one of those watermelon is coming off at 40 pounds. 40 pounds each one of our watermelons are coming off at. And so 21, that's 800 pounds of watermelon. So we've got almost half a ton of watermelons these guys have been fed, and they absolutely love it. I love summertime in gardening because I try to grow as much food that yeah, damn is right. I try to grow, oh, you bums, you spilled the water again. I try to grow as many items as all the animals will eat. So we got a lot of cucumber, some tomatoes, obviously my family and people will eat that as well, but I try to grow as many things as the animals will eat, just to cut down on my feed bill during the summer, because everyone knows when wintertime comes around, that's when you really get hit with a feed bill. So we're just, whatever I can get them going into winters. Plus I like it. If you don't like it, I wouldn't imagine doing it. Where do they sleep? Well, um, right now we're looking at so right here, I leave this door open. That's the chicken coop. Half the chickens sleep on the inside and the other half sleep on the outside. I'll zoom in a little. As you can see, we've already got some chickens roosting up in the rafters real quick. There's a little rafter system up there. So they'll go in there and roost at night. I'd say half the flock will go up there and roost. The turkeys will definitely sleep outside. Got this door over here. We've got another area for the chickens to roost. Right there is where we keep all the ducks for now. And then if you kind of this gray structure right here, that's the goose house. Because let's be honest, if you've ever had geese, they're not nice. They're not nice. They want their own personal space. So Lucy and Desi, that's Lucy. This is Desi right here. Desi's got angel wing. We adopted him that way from one of the neighbors. I don't think they did anything wrong or bad. I just think he was born that way. And then he's got his little friend right here, Lucy. Lucy and Desi from the I Love Lucy show. So Desi Arnaz and Lucille Ball. So we've got all the animals. So we got the geese in the house behind. So you're kind of looking at all the structures. This is a 12-foot wide by 32-foot long chicken run, and the coop is 10 by 12. We bought our property, I don't know, 8-9 years ago. We bought this property. It had some of these structures. So we just I didn't know if I was going to actually like having all these animals, but it came with the property, so here we go. Good questions. Good questions. So, Eddie, do you happen to have animals? Or chickens or ducks or anything? Or cattle or horses? Everybody's got something different. That's all right. Yeah, like everyone says, I got into this addiction through buying some chickens. We left Chicagoland. That's our story. We left the Chicagoland area and moved to Southern Illinois. Bought some land because obviously there's not a lot of land for sale in Chicago. Like this, at least. And then I said, hey, I'm going to go for broke. I'm going to try all these different animals, see if I like it. And then here we are. Boomer. Good boy. No, I don't. I do not raise. Everything you see here is something I thought was cool and as a pet. I will eat all of their eggs, though. Now, between the chicken and the duck eggs, the ducks just started laying eggs consistently, probably about 2 or 3 weeks ago. And I will say the duck eggs are very interesting. There you go. Yep, western suburbs of Chicago. Left Oswego and moved to Southern Illinois. Good old Oswego, outside, if anyone knows, just west of Aurora, Illinois. Came down to Southern Illinois, Carbondale area, for those of us that are Illinoisans. But what's interesting with the duck eggs, because obviously come from Chicagoland, really didn't have this. We've all had chicken eggs for the most part, but what's interesting with the duck eggs was they're like, now that they're laying full-size duck eggs, man, oh man, are these things huge. It's like some of them come out so big, it's almost like 2 or 3 large chicken eggs. And the white in the duck egg is so clear. It was like glass. Whereas I feel like chicken eggs are a little cloudier in the yolk. I mean, excuse me, in the white part. But other than that, I didn't really notice a difference. I did feel like people said, they were a little fluffier. But, you know, once you start throwing in some butter and some cheese, you don't really know if you're eating duck eggs or chicken eggs at that point. Hi, guys. Hello. Yeah, I know down here in Southern Illinois, Sonia or Sonia, depending on how you'd like to enunciate it. Or I could just say Robinson. It's definitely hot down here. It was another 95-degree day. That is probably the only thing I miss about the Chicagoland area at this moment is not as much humidity, and it didn't get this hot. Because we're pretty close to like Tennessee, Missouri, and everything. Oak Park River Forest. Yep. Yeah, COVID and this whole egg crisis has been really interesting. A lot of townships and things have been loosening up their regulations on how many chickens you can have, how many you can buy. Most places in town will definitely still say no roosters. So you can definitely buy, you know, if you were going to do that and you lived in town, I would highly recommend, you know, unless you want to have the whole experience, then sure go to one of these Rural Kings or what do we got? Blaine's Farm and Fleet up in Chicagoland, Oswego, Aurora area. They got Blaine's Farm and Fleet. You know, unless you find someone private, man, you're going to want all hens. I know a couple places in like Warrenville, they allow like 6 to 10 chickens, no roosters. If I was in the I know Chicago definitely. I'm pretty sure they still allow chickens, but you can't have that many. Three chickens, you know, and that's the other problem. You go ahead and buy these animals. You get a rooster, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to just go let it free somewhere? Well, that's not nice. You need to find somebody. You know, there's a lot of different things you can try. And then obviously if you get a rooster, well, that doesn't help you because roosters don't produce eggs. So now you're feeding, a lot of people have problems with feeding roosters because they're worthless. I don't have a problem with roosters. Obviously I have the availability for it. Hey, welcome from Idaho, Nora. We're in Southern Illinois, Carbondale area-ish, for those of you that are there. And yeah, I think the biggest thing I see people is when they're like, well, what do I do with a rooster? Now, personally, I don't care for roosters. We have 15 acres. Everybody free ranges. They walk around. Yes, there's a risk when you do that, but they live a higher quality life. No, get out of the bowl, bro. Oh, Jesus. So, but we've had as many as, I think we had 6 roosters at one point, but we also had like 80 hens. Hey, California in the house. Welcome to California. But I think we had 6 roosters, and you'd think you know, and that's a myth. Everyone's like, oh, roosters only crow in the morning. That's a lie. If anyone's ever had chickens and had a rooster, roosters crow 24/7. Heck, there are times I've came out here at night because I've seen a predator trolling around, and the rooster crowing. It's 10, 11 o'clock at night. Hey, Linda, welcome. Yes, California. So roosters are a tough one. I feel bad for people, you know, because some of these roosters are awesome. Like, they're so gentle. We've had a couple some BAs. We've had a couple BAs here. They've definitely been the shot callers of our flocks. We've had a couple awesome, like the one rooster just jumped on top of me. He usually sits on the back of my chair that I'm sitting in. So, yeah, a lot of things to offer. Like, look at these guys. Like, we ended up getting 4 turkeys. Well, it's mating season for the turkeys. So what are they doing? puffing out all their feathers, walking. Look at him. He is literally starting to do his mating dance for the chicken. And what's crazy is that in our area, through some good practices, we have had our turkey flocks get up. So we've got several turkey flocks of about 30 turkeys, and they are starting to flourish. And I've got trail cams littered all over my property to get the best data, see predators, see if anyone's on the property. They, yeah, ducks are, the ducks are really neat. They don't cost, I think because we have the pond and they get to forage and free range, the ducks, the geese, and the turkeys really haven't cost me a lot of money. But it's been mostly the chickens that have cost a lot of money because you've constantly got to be feeding them. But the rest of them do a really good job kind of free ranging. I don't mind the ducks. They're not really noisy. The geese can be noisy at times. They can be. I would love to see these farm turkeys kind of breed with the local turkeys. That would be interesting. Hi guys, you guys are coming up here now? Now the female turkeys, we have seen them come in to hang out with all of the animals. Yeah, they do have some fancy feet, some of them. Yeah, we bought some ones that were supposed to be like super dark chocolate egg layers. I don't know if I'm seeing it, but yeah, we've definitely got a couple flocks of turkeys. So I'm hoping they come in more, and I don't know, it'd be kind of cool to see if they breed with the domestic farm turkeys. That'd be kind of cool. But I think so far we've had like six to eight female turkeys come in and hang out. We've had different ducks, the different mallard is not, what is it, mallard? What is it called? The wood duck. We've had a lot of wild geese. They've seen all the animals. They've came in and stopped by. So a lot of deer have come in. We've seen a lot more squirrels. So it's been very interesting to incorporate the turkeys and the ducks to see how all the other wildlife has responded. So it's been pretty cool. Pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know. I think we may take the following year off. Every year we've kind of got a little something more, but I just don't know if we're going to do that because we got a lot right now between the turkeys and the chickens. Maybe a couple chickens. The ducks are pretty big. They do require a little bit more space than the... And hey, Carolyn, how we doing? Thanks for stopping by. Hope you enjoy the animals. Yep, everybody's starting to put themselves to bed. I think that's what I like about the chickens and the turkeys the most. The chickens and the turkeys will go roost at night. That's not a problem. They'll put themselves to bed. The big pain in the butt is definitely the geese and the ducks, especially the geese. They don't ever want to go to bed. So if you get geese, just remember you got a big commitment to putting them to bed every night. Now the ducks have done pretty good about saying, we're tired, we're going to bed. So they've been pretty good about that. But if you got this, like I see all these people online and they have their ducks in like these pens and these 20 by 20 pens, and they do a great job with it. But I'm thinking, man, it's got to stink so bad with that many ducks in such small confined spaces. So I know I'm pretty blessed to have a pond and some extra land to allow the chickens and the ducks and everything to kind of spread out. Because I know when the ducks were maybe a month old and they were starting to live outside, or a month or two old and they were fully feathered, man, and it was rainy season, golly, did they stink. The ducks stank. So I can't imagine having them in the same area. At least now they get to go poop all over the property, fertilize the land. You know, hi, Rodrigo. So definitely having the ducks and geese all over the place has definitely helped make, you know, a lot of nice natural fertilization for the whole area. Yeah, we got some ducks. Yep. Got the 4 male turkeys. Bought 4 turkeys in March, ended up all being toms. That's all right. Now the ducks we got super lucky on. The ducks we ended up having 3 males. Well, we ended up getting 11. I think there was 4 males and 8. No, what did we get? 11. I think there was 3 males. Yep, 3 males. We had 3 males. One of them a special needs duck we got that's got some ailments. So we have 2 male ducks, and then we ended up having the 8 female ducks. So the numbers have kind of worked out. What does it take care of a duck? That's a really good question. They don't need a pond to swim in, but it is nice. A lot of people, you'll see them give a kiddie pool so the duck can swim. They just need lots of water. You know, some of the waters I have right here, it's a great question. So right here, 3 things I use for the ducks. This is a duck-sized feeder. You don't need it. They'll eat off the ground if you want to. This is a duck-sized waterer, so they can get their bills all the way down in there. And then this is just a bowl right here that my wife and I don't use. And I just fill it up with water. They'll also eat out of this little tray I got, this little bird feeder. I just use it for them. And then over here, I have these extra large watering cups, but I leave the lid off for the taller animals. So they, as you can see, Lucy's just kind of dipping her head in there. And then I have those extra large, it's a 5-gallon bucket. And I have these extra large cups on there that will automatically fill themselves. Kind of think of like a toilet bowl. So there's a spring inside that when it gets too light, the water fills the cup up, and then when it's heavy, it compresses the spring down. So that's really helped trying to provide fresh water to everyone. And then this one right here, that's kind of for the chickens and the beaked animals that have like curved beaks. That's kind of for the ducks and geese will reach their heads in there, but they can't get it as easy as the turkeys and the chickens. I don't feel it takes much to raise ducks. They constantly need some kind of good fresh water and a bowl deep enough for them to dip their head in. And then other than that, my ducks, as you can see, enjoy walking around everywhere. So obviously, if you have some space for them to walk around, that's going to be really helpful. And then like any of the barnyard animals, you're going to want to always check their feet. Right now we have a duck and a rooster with which is essentially, it's called bumblefoot. It's like a staph infection. So they got some kind of little cut because my chicken's free range. So they could have scratched it on a rock or something. So personally, I feel ducks are really easy to take care of. For the state of Illinois, I believe you have to purchase 2 ducks at a time. 2 ducks, 2 turkeys, 2 geese, 2 guineas. And then I think it used to be 6 chickens. I think they lowered the state law says when you buy them from like Rural King or Tractor Supply or Blaine's Farm and Fleet, you have to purchase 4 now. So they lowered that number a little bit to, I think, meet the needs of people living in towns. So I don't think it takes much to raise ducks. So if you wanted to buy a couple, you know, the only problem is I bought them unsexed. So that's called straight run. So I bought straight run ducks and hope for the best that I got more females than males, and I ended up getting lucky. I don't raise them for meat or anything. I use them for entertainment. Are those special black chickens with the fancy feet a special name? Are they male or females? Now, okay, great question. Those are special chickens that Rural King had at the time in March, with the fancy feet. Their name escapes me at the time. Right now, but they are supposed to lay really dark eggs. I think I got one. I'll show you. So here is how dark brown that egg comes out. It's not, it's definitely darker than some of the other traditional brown eggs. Actually, heck, I'll just go get them all. So as you can kind of see, we've got different kinds of chickens. So the ones right here at the top to the right, those are duck eggs. They're pretty big. But as you can see, we've got the white eggs, the light brown eggs that you typically see in a store. And then you have that dark brown egg. So we bought some chickens that laid ultra dark brown eggs. And then we have the chickens that are laying like these green eggs right here, and then the traditional brown eggs you find in a store. So absolutely. So it's definitely just a darker egg, and there are definitely some chickens out there that will lay even darker, like more of a chocolate color. But it's some, I think it was like it's called like a Midnight Majesty or something like that, where they laid I think they crossbred a brown layer and a dark brown layer and then created this like kind of like onyx or something. So it's pretty cool. You know, we've got all the different kinds of chicken eggs. Great question. Great question. All right. See you, Rodrigo. Yeah, I typically will not order chickens from hatcheries. I don't. They're just so expensive, and it's the same chickens that come from the chickens that come from like Hoover Hatchery or Cackle or any of the big other like McMurray Hatchery. And then there's I know I'm missing a couple of them, but they all ship to these companies. They'll sell their chickens from their place for 2.5 times the price, and then I'll just wait till they come to Rural King, and then I don't have to pay shipping and handling, and then I'll just go buy them there. Unless someone knows something I don't, they're pretty much all the same. A chick's a chick when they're hatched. I can't see that being too crazy. Look, we got everyone just on a tour now. These are the party animals. So, yeah, I don't see big difference between ordering from a hatchery and ordering from or picking chicks up. The problem some people might not like if you order from Rural King, or not order, but walk into Rural King, is that you can only buy what they get. So if you're looking for something really specific, then yeah, I hear you. You're probably not going to want to just walk into Rural King or wherever. But for me, I really don't care. I know some people don't want animals this big. They want the Polish chickens, and that's fine, but I find those to be a waste of time. I don't need something that comes out like the size of a robin egg. To each their own. So very good questions. Very good questions. Like the ducks are definitely getting itchy. This is like it's time for bed walk. The ducks do a good job about saying, hey, it's time to go to bed. The geese do a horrible job. Yep. This is our special needs duck, Cuddles. He's got a heart murmur and he's got some leg defects, as you can see. He kind of walks. He's got cross legs. But we did everything we could for him in the beginning. Gave him all kinds of niacin and vitamin B and nutrients. And unfortunately, at the end of the day, that's just the way our little duck was made. We named him Cuddles because we'd have to hold him all the time. Oh my gosh, they flipped the entire bucket of water. That's awesome. Oh, calm down, my guy. Now, for any of these animals, no, there's no such thing as a vet. Not in our area. I am the vet. So, any ailments the ducks have, the turkeys, I just perform bumblefoot, some like surgery on the duck and the chicken. I remove the bumblefoot. You know, you end up becoming your own medical team. Oop, there we go. Yeah, for all the animals, you are the vet. Most people's areas do not have a vet. I know if you are in Illinois, some of the closest vets for farm animals is U of I, because that's where all the major veterinarian people come out of. So they'll treat anything, and you'll pay for it too, but you get what you pay for, because they have all the students and all the doctors there teaching veterinarian classes. But in our area, there is nobody. There is nobody that will see chickens. There is nobody that will see ducks or geese. We had a sick duck. I didn't know what was going on. I was still very new to ducks early on in this process. I ended up calling 35 different vets. I even called one in New York. I called so many on accident. And I finally found one vet that was willing to see the duck. And even then, there wasn't much you could do because there's nobody specialized in avian care. So that was one thing I would caution people on, is that if you do get these animals, you're the one taking care of them. You are the vet, and you just got to do the best you can do for them and try to keep them safe and not sick. But at some point, it is what it is. I think that's been one of the toughest things I've had to cope with, is I'm the vet. So surgeries, broken things, sick animals, it's all on you. You know, it's not like taking a dog to the vet, getting medicine. No. I think the worst part of animal keeping is when it's time to say goodbye. You're the one that has to do that. There's nobody coming to do that for you like a vet, where you can take them to get euthanized. You know? So that's probably one of the strangest things. So that was the one vet that was willing to see the duck, and they just put a stethoscope up to his chest because his chest was bulging. And so they said he's got a heart murmur. That's why he sits down all the time. That's why he's out of breath. So that's the only way I found out about it. I found that one vet, and they went to euthanize the duck. That was not that it was the vet's fault, but because the duck's veins are so small, that was a really bad experience. You know, if it was my first time ever owning animals, that would have been incredibly a traumatic experience. So I had one duck euthanized, and that duck that has the special needs with the heart murmur, she just gave it a look over in an exam, and she said it had a heart murmur. So that's how they figured. That's an assumption, because when the duck breathes, you can kind of see it extend its chest all the time. So that's what she told me. That's what I went with. So I guess it makes sense. She said that duck will eventually probably either live a long, fruitful life or pass away from a heart attack because of the heart murmur. But other than that, that was one doctor. That was one doctor in 100 miles of Southern Illinois that was willing to see a duck. So I learned real quick, you're the one. So it's kind of heartbreaking, but I get real sad about it. You put a lot of time and effort into these animals, and then things happen. It's life. That's a really good question. All right, come on. Yep, my next option was U of I for the specialty part, but I'm sure it was their best guess. All right, Lucy, Desi, let's go to bed. All right, Quack Pack. Let's go to bed. I appreciate it. Thank you. They are definitely happy and healthy, and we try to give them the highest quality life possible. You know, I really enjoy it. All right, and that's everyone going to bed for the night. So then I'll come over here. They have an automatic coop door. So if on the weekends I come out a little late, okay, come on. So I got a coop, automatic solar powered coop door. I got a couple of them, love them. So if I sleep in accidentally, at least they can get out and have some food and water, and then I'll come let them out to access the rest of the property. I got a couple different coop doors, but it's good for now. But eventually we're gonna try and move everybody into that. It's like a pole barn, not a pole barn. It's a portable shed we bought. It was cheaper than a barn, so more cost effective. But as always, everyone, thank you, Nora. As always, I gotta go in, clean the eggs, take care of the dogs. As always, mother cluckers, keep clucking. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a beautiful day.